How's it going, everybody? It's Ben from the Ben and Bev channel, and we're back today with the review of Titane. Titane is a 2021 horror film directed by Julia Ducournau and has garnered quite a bit of buzz this year. It took the Palme D'or at Cannes Film Festival. It has some
intriguing plot details
that have made the movie pretty infamous when it comes to social media. Having seen Ducournau's feature full-length debut Raw just last week, I was fully anticipating the really extreme concepts and visuals that she is known for. The movie starts off by introducing our main character Agathe when she's a little girl and showing you the penultimate car wreck that caused her to have a titanium plate put in her head. The small scene also does a really good job of establishing her relationship with her birth father, and when we jump forward to modern day, you really understand that their relationship continued on that path of him not even being able to look at her. When we switch to modern day, though, you're introduced to Agathe when she's most in a natural environment. They work at a car show shop, and there's this opening sequence shows Agathe's performance, but before that we get these long sweeping camera angles through the entire venue. As Agathe walks up to her performance, you really feel that sense of attraction to those vehicles. Even by the way they use the camera work here, the cameras are more focused on the cars than it is on the showgirls themselves. Something that I think does a really good job of showing us everything through Alex's point of view.
She likes cars, okay? She likes cars. She does cars. That's a part of the movie you knew about when you watched this review, probably. One of the first things anyone even said about this movie was someone does a car.
Despite the weird obsession with automobiles and the fact that there's for some reason sentient automobiles in this car show, the film really does a great job of introducing us to this violent, selfish character.
And I'm not just saying that.
Everything that they do entirely based off of their own personal motives, which for them happens to be inflicting pain and being exceedingly violent, possibly being a serial killer that's explored in this first arc. You figure out pretty early on if it's true or not, and it's a lot. It is one of the most intense opening segments I've seen. Besides the car dancing and the prequel section, most of the first third of this movie is some absolutely obscene violence. And I mean, I'm serious. As soon as the violence started happening at the beginning of this movie, I was baffled. Like, it rocks you awake real quick. The little prequel scene, and then you get the scene going through the auto body shop, which is visually stunning, and then you're just immediately given all of this bloodshed and tension, and suddenly it's more of an on-the-run type of film. She's trying to escape the various French police officers, try and find a subway, doing anything to her own physical appearance and personality to help her escape from the situation she's put herself in.
Yeah, if you're
I'm really into extreme movies. If you're not into horror movies at all, that first act's gonna be too much. After that, it does get better. The movie takes a substantially different tone once we get introduced to the second idea. I would say second act or third act, but that's not really a concept in this movie. There is two different plot lines that happen involving the same character. They are
only divided into 2 sections, if not 8 smaller sections.
Then we're introduced to our secondary lead, Vincent, a firefighter who's in the later part of his career and is struggling to do whatever he can to stay in his physical prime, despite going through a lot of mental duress as he lost his 7-year-old son many years ago, and he would do anything to have him back.
Really different character from the first one, if you see what I'm saying.
These two characters do end up meeting as Alexei completely changes their physical appearance, turns himself into the police as Vincent's missing son.
Setting up what this movie really has is
bread and butter, helping Alexei figure out what it is to be human, being at the fire station, learning more about Vincent. Or the way Vincent looks at Alexei makes Alexei feel emotions that they've never felt before. It's the first time they've actually been treated like a human in their whole existence, and you actually really feel this deep connection between the two characters, despite all the horrible things that happened before and all of the absolutely bizarre and insane secrets that she's keeping from him. And the duality isn't just within the Alexei character. Vincent, too, he's very conflicted. As happy as he appears to all the firemen under him, his free time he's drinking copiously, shooting shots in his butt.
I wasn't sure if it was steroids or what exactly was going on, but judging by the workout scene, that's what I was getting.
Overall, is really miserable, and as soon as Alexei, or as he views it, Adrian, his false son, is brought into his life, you see him change. He begins to dance and be comfortable and behave more like a normal human being rather than just someone who's stuck alone all the time. And that to me is what makes this movie
absolutely beautiful.
If you can make it through the hyper-violent first act that reads more like a Lars von Trier film, a big part of the movie is actually this journey towards humanity that these two characters are taking as they ultimately find out that they need one another and learn what it is to actually have someone that they can trust and rely on. The yearning of humanity and love is actually the biggest drive of this movie. I know I just saw Raw the other day, and this movie is also pretty fresh on my mind.
This movie is outstanding. It is
weirdly beautiful and exceedingly violent, extreme to the ways that would make most people not even want to watch it, but I think the beautiful meaning, attention to detail, the cinematography, lighting, and all of the emotional aspects of the plot really make this movie a masterful work of art. Moving forward, I will be looking for that horizon for any movie that Julia Ducournau is doing. Between this and Raw, she has an absolutely outstanding track record, and I don't think there's really a director out there right now that's making movies as controversial or as monumental as she is.
That's pretty bold since I just discovered her like a week ago, but
These have been two of the most impactful horror movies I've seen in the last couple of years, and it's actually doing them a disservice to even call them horror movies, as the amount of emotion, humanity, and drama within each of these stories makes that horror element all that more terrifying, despite it being only 10 to 20% of the runtime. My rating for Julia Ducournau's second film, Titane, is a 9.1 out of 10. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's probably my favorite horror movie of the year so far.
I'm still gonna be seeing Lamb in the next couple weeks.
This movie is absolutely mind-blowing. If you're planning on seeing it, you should definitely do it, but
be prepared.
have you guys seen Titane? Let us know in the comments below. We'll see you guys next time. Ben and Bev, out.